So this will be the installation video for our S9940T and 9930T non-invasive ventilator. And now I will first introduce you about the components and the accessories and the spare parts for this model. First, you can see here is our main engine, also we call it the ventilator part. And here is the pipelines for connecting, the power line, the strict connector, the bacteria filter, adult mask, and the connector, the pipeline for the high flow therapy, the oxygen pipeline, high pressure pipeline for oxygen. Here the adult and children water trap. The small pipelines for connection. The small filter. Here, from this part and this part and also here is for the connection for the whole pipelines and the nasal probe for the neonatal use. And this is the cover in the package. Also here we will also provide the disposable bacteria filter. Then we move to this part. And here is the adult breathing circuit, the neonatal breathing circuit, the plant for the trolley, the humidifier. And for the humidifier, because we are using for adult and both pediatric, so actually we have two sets, one for adult and one for children and neonatal. Here is the hanger and holder for the breathing circuit, the plate for connecting with the ventilator and the trolley. This is the plant for the trolley. And this one is the stand. And also then we will have the bracket for putting the accessories inside. Okay, so now we will start the installation. First we will take the stand and make the connections with the screw on one side of it. Then we will move it inside of the plant. And by the bottom side of the plant, we need to use 4 screws for fixing it. Now we install the plant on side of the stand. Here we must ensure the front side and the back side should not be offside. And we use the 4 screws to tighten it and fix. Now we take the holder for the braking circuit. And rotate it inside of the right side of the punch. Then we can use the angle to adjust the position. And by the bottom side, we need to use this to tighten it. Now we can adjust the position and start the next step. Next, we take the ventilator part and put it on the stand. We will use another 4 screws to fix it. Now we take the bracket and put it on the back side of the trolley. But sometimes if you want, we can also make it on the front side. But usually we will put the humidifier on the front side. Now we will take the humidifier. And when you install the humidifier, we have 2 parts. The first part will be the basement for heating and wetting. And then we will take the water trap and water container. We just press it on the blue item and slide in. Then we do the connections for the L connector. And we will first put the thermometer on one of it. Now we take the high pressure tube for the oxygen and connecting it by the back side of the ventilator. Next is the power line. Then we take the breathing pipeline. Before connecting the pipeline, we will first install the bacteria filter. Then we take one of the short pipeline for connecting one side with the bacteria filter and another side on the humidifier. Now we connect another short pipeline, one side with the humidifier connector, and then with the water trap. And this connection is the single pipe connection for this model. Now we take the non-breathing pipeline, connecting another side of the water trap. And we same time put the pipeline on side of the holder to make it not pour down on the floor. Now we take the small pipeline, connect one side on the P port, which is for testing the pressure. And we connected the strict connector on this white pipeline. And by this side, we have a small port. We're connecting another side of the small pipeline. Then we're connecting with the strict connector and with the mask. Next, I will introduce about the high flow therapy connection with the pipeline. So we will change the strict connector with this pipeline, like this. And then we can use the nasal plug for connecting with the patient face. It's like this. Thank you. Okay, so for this model, we also have the connection usage for the neonatal. Now is the installation for the neonatal pipeline. First, we will also connect with the bacterial filter. But now you can see we changed the pipeline from adult one to the neonatal one, which the inner diameter is only 10 millimeters. The same connection with one side on the humidifier. And another short pipeline with another side on the humidifier. And then we will connect it with the water trap. Now we're connecting another pipeline with another side of the water trap. And we can put it on the holder. And here, connecting this small item with here. Then also with another side of the pressure sampling tube. Then before we're using for the neonatal, we need to connecting this kind of the nasal probe. And for the nasal probe, of course, we will give you the different size which you can choose. This depends on the baby's face. So, and also here, with the helmet for fix on the baby's head. So now I will introduce the whole procedure for how to install the neonatal set. First, we will connecting the small nasal probe on side of this yellow item. And for this nasal probe, we have different sizes which you can choose. Then we will use these two strips for getting the through. And then make it like this. And on the other side the same. And stick it. Okay. Now we install the helmet. We connect it here and also stick it tightly. And also stick here on side of the helmet. And to make it like this, then we can connect it on the baby's nose and face. Also, we use this item for the fix by the pressure sampling tube and the pipeline. So this will be the whole connection. Thank you.